Level IWR. Industrial Wilderness in Rooms. Difficulty Class 1. Entities Amount High. This level is a fairly safe area as long as you know what not to do. It's a pretty good place to take shelter, and shortly after its discovery, several groups of travelers established settlements here. Despite its easy accessibility, it wasn't discovered until February 26th. What not to do? Touch the animals. Enter the area with purple grass. Enter the greenhouse, at least not without proper preparation. Description: most of the known level, IWR, consists primarily of a collection of various wild areas, such as forests, meadows, and the ocean, enclosed within rooms of varying sizes. These environments most closely resemble those found in Mediterranean areas of front rooms. However, there are many more unknown plant species there, and almost no ordinary animals. These areas, however, are separated from the rest of the level by various barriers that prevent further exploration. The most notable of these is the dangerous zone in the north, which can be identified by its purple grass. The IWR level has no corridors, and the rooms themselves are usually connected by multiple doors at once, though sometimes adjacent rooms are not connected at all. The variation in room sizes on the IWR level is enormous, ranging from rooms too small to squeeze into to rooms as large as 100 kilometers. Rooms gradually get larger the further north they are located, and as you move south, sooner or later you'll encounter a barrier of rooms too small to fit into. As mentioned above, rooms contain wild areas. They are overgrown with grass and various vegetation, and the larger the room, the more trees it usually contains. Walls may be covered with ivy, but this is not a common sight. Most rooms contain various pieces of furniture and household appliances, such as refrigerators. The size of these items varies significantly. They can scale proportionally to the room they're in, or be smaller. The largest cabinet found is 3 kilometers tall, and the smallest chair is 2 millimeters. The household appliances found on this level operate without power and instead run on roots. But those machines are working is unstable and irregular, so they are difficult to use in practice. However, there is much more furniture than appliances in the rooms. Some furniture are completely closed, and nothing useful has been found in the open ones so far. Instead, an insect-like species of creature has been discovered there. Interestingly, an increased amount of furniture has been observed in areas with heightened natural activity, such as those with higher wind speeds, or in regions prone to minor earthquakes, and furniture has even been found emerging from miniature volcanoes without fire. Each room has a light bulb. There is no switch to turn them on or off, and they turn on automatically at regular intervals. Each bulb has its own rhythm, and these intervals can range from several hours to just a few minutes. Larger rooms tend to have longer intervals than smaller ones. Depending on whether the light bulb is on, ecosystems behave as if it were day or night in that room. For example, when the light bulb is off, it gets cold and nocturnal creatures become active. However, creatures tend to ignore the day-night cycle in small rooms, as the rate of change is too fast. The speed of this cycle's change causes frequent temperature spikes. Although this level is part of a series of rooms, it has its own weather cycle. Clouds drift across the sky much like they do in the front rooms and can even move into the smaller rooms. Sometimes it rains, but no storms have been observed so far. In larger rooms, the fact that you are in the room becomes almost imperceptible. The walls begin to blend into the atmosphere, and the light bulb resembles the sun. Despite the abundance of forests on this level, food is actually quite scarce here, due to the types of flora and fauna found here. The vegetation found here resembles that we can find in Mediterranean climate in the front rooms, but there are few common fruit trees, and many plant species specific to this level grow here, such as stellfruit, a tree that strongly resembles an apple tree, but has elongated leaves and periodically hums like a vacuum cleaner, though only when it is bearing fruit. This is likely a call to the creatures that feed on the tree's fruit, the stellbirds. The tree's fruit are round, metal objects with rubber caps. The liquid inside resembles windshield, washer fluid, with seeds floating in it. It is not suitable for human consumption. Stellconte, a round, entirely metal, cylinder-shaped plant. It has holes on its sides from which local creatures sip nectar. Not suitable for human consumption. Stellbesa, a plant resembling a metal tree. It does not have a symbiotic relationship with other beings like the trees mentioned above, but its seeds have simple mechanisms that allow them to fly. This process is powered by fuel that the seed accumulates in a front chamber as it grows. Everything happens mechanically, and the seeds fly in random directions until the fuel is exhausted. Entities. No standard entities from the backrooms were observed on this level even once. Almost all entities found here are strange metallic variations of the animals found in the front rooms. No predatory entities were observed here, and all animals were very peaceful. However, you must absolutely not touch any animal on this level. Examples of entities include Stellbird, a metal bird. Little is known about it. It is about the size of a small dog, and has been observed to have a symbiotic relationship with certain plants on this level. It possesses an incredibly strong mechanical beak that it uses to tear open the metal casings of certain plants on this level. Stellcrab, a metal crab, an incredibly annoying creature slightly larger than the average rat that feeds on any metal it can find, including travelers' metal equipment. There are a huge number of them on this level, so you must keep a close eye on your belongings. However, it's easy to outsmart these creatures. Simply wrap the object in even a plastic bag so they lose interest in it and don't recognize it as edible. While this method isn't foolproof, it usually works. They're easy to scare off, but you must absolutely not touch them. Their claws can bend metal, but fortunately they're unaware of their own strength and are afraid of humans. Unlike real crabs, these have tails with wheels that can spin quickly. The stell crabs use this tail to move around on relatively flat surfaces. It has been observed that they can cut through grass to clear a path for themselves. Based on a document found describing part of this level, the existence of a potentially dangerous entity, a cabinet topped with a metal bison head, is suspected. This creature can disguise itself as ordinary furniture, but is capable of moving using metal tentacles hidden deep within it. Although, according to the description, the entity did not exhibit aggressive behavior during contact, it remains unexamined, and caution should be exercised if encountered. Its existence is unconfirmed, as no one has seen it so far, except for the author of the aforementioned document. It turns out that the creatures here can use radio waves to communicate with one another. As a result, all radio communication is disrupted when attempting to receive a signal. The interference is too strong, and the only thing that can be picked up is a lot of different animal sounds, reminiscent of those made by animals in the real world.